Today we're looking at whether the Sterling Ink compact passport size planner will fit inside a traveler's notebook cover in the passport size. The short answer is not quite, but it might not bother you. This is the linen finish, by the way, and this is the Camel with fountain pen ink that I spilled as soon as I got it. I'll show you how I insert my planner. There's different ways to do it. I've marked the middle of the book here with my planner card. And this is a page marker. This is the single band. Put the band through so that it's right on the spine. And that's it. I'm going to pull that page marker through. You can see it is just missing. It's by millimeters, a millimeter. I have nothing in this planner except that planner card and a blotter card. And you can see it just protrudes even with manipulation. And there is a lot of wear on this planner card. There, that it catches. I normally have it this direction. So it didn't bother me enough to not continue using it. I love the gold edges peeking out from that Camel in my bag. And I know I could use a Sterling Ink booklet, but they don't have the gilded edges. And I think that's so pretty. And I also love having it all in one book. So I will mention that Sterling Ink actually recommends inserting the book using a clear cover, because I have this, you'll see, it's sitting on the pages and on the spine. And so that will create stress or tension over time. Again, it's my everyday planner. I've had it since February and it didn't bother me. I don't think that's too bad. But I think if your planner fluffs up or you use it differently, we all use ours differently. I'm just going to show you by example with a clear cover. I don't have a clear cover, so I'm going to pretend that this Kraft paper insert, which is also produced by Travelers Company, is the clear cover by Sterling Ink. They recommend putting that through to hold the band in place instead. And they also recommend cutting in this notch that's already present in the Kraft paper insert. And you would then imagine this is a clear cover and it would have the little flap for you to insert your cover. By doing that, I can't quite do it on the other side with this Kraft paper, but you can imagine then you have that band is running through and only putting tension on the clear cover and not on your pages. And so that's the recommendation if you're using a clear cover anyway. I think I would definitely do that. I tended to use the planner with this Kraft paper insert behind it. And even that very thin addition, it's very thin, you immediately as you close it see that it's not designed for going together, as opposed to I imagine the Travelers Company insert. There was one that came with this cover that I no longer have. That probably would sit flush together, but especially when you try to close it now, you see much more of a gap and an overhang. It's interesting because it's a very thin profile. I haven't even got anything in those pockets, but somehow that seems to add to it. But I did use it that way. I think it was still functional having this space. I did not use the other insert that I was more excited about, and that's this cotton Travelers Company Factory cotton zipper insert. So Travelers Company Factory is a subset of Travelers Company products, and they're available in the US with certain retailers, but not all retailers. So it's not the standard line. I have the zipper pocket with some bands that came with the notebook cover. However, putting this behind, and this can also be inserted using the other methods for inserting additional books, but that sitting behind was just enough to really alter the fit here. So you can see that there, which was a pity. So I resigned myself to using this insert just for when I'm traveling and actually putting a passport in here. Passport's very much the same size as this sterling ink in height and width, maybe a little wider and taller is the sterling ink by millimeters. So those are those two inserts. This is a booklet by Sterling Ink. It's 64 pages, and you can see that a lot of Travelers Company users love to stack their books, but you can see as soon as you put that in, that really is a no-go. You're going to be damaging your pages by trying to close that, I think. And even I don't have the jump bands because I don't use that system. I like having my Sterling Ink with everything in it, but even if you were to try and connect the two books, it would, and I'm using the additional elastic that they provided. You can see that even when you do that, that just is really not fitting well. So it's a one compact book kind of deal. And it served me fine except for not laying flat. So you'll see this doesn't lay flat, and I should have appreciated it more, but I didn't. And I know there are clips that people use to keep these planners open, and that should have kind of given me the sense that these are not going to lay flat. But I don't like the clips because the planner's already very small and it takes up real estate for me. And so when you take this book out, take it out, you can see it lays flat beautifully. And so that cover is not coming in on itself. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but it's designed to work like that, and that's a pleasure to write on. So I am not going to keep this cover for next year for planner uses. I had purchased it anyway to put a passport in, and then I was trying to multitask. And I should mention that the Sterling Ink passport sized planner actually in the horizontal configuration, which is my preferred design, it is not the typical single page of Monday through Sunday and then blank spread on the right side for each week. You lose that blank page because of the size of this passport. They use both pages to have the days of the week across. I think there's a small bar on the bottom with space for notes. So because of that, I got my vertical configuration to try out. But the pocket size does have the traditional layout for the horizontal. So that's my plan for next year. And finally, I did want to just demonstrate, let me take that band out, just the pen holders. I just tended to clip my own pen on, so I would use the elastic band, clip my pen on here, and then commonly here as well. And this is a Kaweco Sport piston in plastic, but I would take knockaround pens that could afford to get damaged. I do have to say that I bought some pen holders. They are still in the packaging after trying them out briefly because I wasn't really a fan. You know, you can clip these onto, I was using the Kraft folder a lot to clip these onto, but just demonstrating here, it does function. It's not horrible, but this is a Maduri clip, both of them, pen holders. You know, this is going to ruin your pen, and it's not, I just feel like that's going to scratch with that metal. So I was trying to get something that's not bulking up the planner too much, but at the same time, I don't want to ruin my pens, and I do like to use nice pens when I'm at home. I might not take them out with me. This is the magnetic one, and this was on sale, so it should have kind of alerted me. But I thought that it would function kind of in a solid way on the front cover. In fact, I kind of didn't think it through, but you can't put this inside because that would obstruct. So you've got the magnet there. You've got the other side, but when you try to, it doesn't work. And So I'm sure there are wiser people than me that have worked out systems, but for now I like just clipping it through. And like I said, this will hold passports in the future once I'm done with this planner. So thank you for watching.